All right, so I'm gonna take you inside the most affordable condo in San Mateo County. For $500,000, you can get this urban retreat in the Central Park, Woodside neighborhood in Redwood City. I'm gonna take you inside and show you what you can get at this price point. But first, let me just give you a quick overview on the area in Redwood City where we are. I would say most people would call this very laid back. We're close to downtown, which has had a lot of money go into it recently, near shopping, restaurants, easy access to Caltrain 101 and 280. We have some highly ranked schools like Henry Ford Elementary, Kennedy Middle School, Woodside High School that are also close by. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Okay, so we're just outside the unit. Let's go on in. I'm excited to show it to you.
So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit, and let's go ahead and pop on in and let's take a look at the living room over here. I love this space. This unit's a little over 700 square feet. It's 1 bedroom, it's 1 bath, and check out the living room. You have a ton of light. So we're on the 3rd floor, and I just love how much light you're getting. There's recessed lighting that was recently installed. The carpet here is pretty new. We have some nice decorative touches, like we have ceiling fans here and another one over here. It's just really bright. We actually repainted the unit prior to going to the market and then also replaced the carpeting. But I just love how much space there is. So if you're hanging out on the patio, there's a double sliding door that we can just kind of open up. You can have good flow to the inside and outside. The view here is fantastic. So this is a west facing view. And so you kind of can see all the rolling hills all the way up to 280. It's pretty lush. And then you can kind of see some rooftops over here of other houses. So sometimes for condos, you could be looking at another building. You could be looking at into someone else's room. Like here, I like it because of how private it is. My client has had a fabulous experience owning this property for so long. She'd sit out on the balcony and then enjoy the sunset over the hills. It's just such a magical place to live, given how quiet it is, especially in this particular building. So let's take a look over here. I like this because even though this is not a large condo, again, a little over 700 square feet, this unit for a 1-bedroom, this is the larger size that you would typically see for this square footage. If you're looking for a studio, that's gonna be around 300 to 400 square feet. And you could find one of those in San Mateo and San Bruno, up on Cherry Street in Shelter Creek area, kind of right near the YouTube campus. But for this unit, I think it's really well designed because you have an eat-in kitchen over here. And I'm really excited to show you the kitchen area because for a 1-bedroom condo, this is about as good quality as you could see. I mean, we're not comparing this to $5 million houses with $100,000 kitchens. We're comparing this to like other condos and what else you can get out there. So come on in and let's take a look over here. You have this eat-in kitchen area. There's kind of a nice differentiation with the flooring, with the carpeting, and then over here with the hardwood. Some HOAs have restrictions around putting wood floors because of not on the ground level because noise can travel through. But in the case here, the HOA allowed the sound deadening barrier that could go underneath the flooring. So it's all done on the up and up, which is fabulous. If you take a look in the kitchen here, we have a new stainless steel dishwasher. We have a really beautiful stone slab and countertop with a really nice backsplash. We have the original cabinets, but those were repainted. New hardware was added. So if someone wanted to redo this kitchen, of course, they could remove the cabinets and put some new ones in, but I don't really think that's necessary. You can see there's plenty of space. They're in really good condition already, so it's probably not worth the expense. I really like over here, you have some bigger cabinetry, all this open space. Just pop this up here so you can see the top. It's a little sticky because we just painted here. And then check out all this cabinetry up here, down below. One thing that I really love, this is an induction cooktop and range. Induction is very popular nowadays, especially in buildings where they're phasing out gas. This building is a little bit of an older building. However, I really like that it's electric. I actually have induction at my house and we have the option of putting in induction or gas. And I just did a lot of research and I felt with gas, of course, you can get these really awesome industrial looking from some higher end brands like Wolf and Sub-Zero. You can get some induction ones that are just as high quality as gas. They're actually the similar price points, not like they cost any less. So the older kind of induction cooktops would have like these concentric rings, which you could touch and get burned, but the newer ones, you can put your hand on it and it just only gets hot if you have a pot on there or a pan just from the magnet on there. So I like this is pretty efficient. And then you have more cabinetry kind of above and below. You have a new fridge over here, which is in great shape. So if you know much about kitchen design, there's kind of the triangle between the sink and the stove area and the dishwasher. So that checks the box here. Everything is really complete. You could consider if you wanted like removing this up to kind of open up the flow, but you do need to have storage, and I really don't think it's a big deal, especially if you're entertaining, you have friends over and they're hanging out here and you're cooking. I feel like this has a really good flow. So let's go on in and take a look at the rest of the condo. So we're kind of gonna walk now from the kitchen area where we just were over to the bedroom, and then we'll check out the bathroom afterwards. So come on in, I wanna show you the bedroom. So this is the bedroom, and it's a pretty good size. I mean, you get just as amount of light as in the living room as you do in the bedroom. I really like this. You have dual pane windows, which I forgot to mention earlier, on both sides. It's really spacious. Obviously this is the closet here, but the door was removed so you can see how much space there is. And so it could come in and build out their own custom cabinetry. I really like the Alpha line from Container Store. It's very inexpensive, classy. We have that in one closet at my house, and I think that just would be like a really good fit here. You have the electrical sub panel, which of course is not that great looking, but that can easily be covered if you just kind of put clothes against there. But anyways, this is wide open. The flooring in here is the same as what's in the kitchen. This really nice laminate material. I believe it's luxury vinyl tile. And you can't even tell when you look up close. It's very durable. It'll last a long time. It's a lot less expensive than buying like solid plank hardwood or engineered hardwood. So I think it was a really good choice that the homeowner made here. It's also worth noting up here, you can see there's a smoke detector in the hallway. California requires, even in as-is sale, that there be a smoke detector in each bedroom and the hallway leading to a bedroom, and also a carbon monoxide detector in the main living area. And if you have multi-level property like a townhome or a single family home, then you need to have those in a bunch more locations too. So I also really like the views that you have here, which are similar to the living room. It's just so relaxing being in here with how much light you get. So obviously the best place in this room to have a bed, and this is a double bed that we have staged in here, but I think a king bed would again be totally fine. You just have a little bit less space on the sides, but a queen would fit in absolutely no problem. I also like in this unit that there's baseboards that go all the way around. That's a nice upgraded touch. If someone wanted to, they could add crown molding in here. I don't think it's necessary, but I believe these are 8-foot ceilings, and you have it just feels very spacious. I've seen lots and lots of condos, and this is definitely one that I would kind of put towards the top of the list. It's just super move-inable, all ready to go. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the closet area and the bathroom. One thing that many people do love to have in a condo is a washer and dryer. Unfortunately, this unit does not have a washer and dryer, but at some higher price points, once you start getting to like $600,000 to $800,000, you can expect to find a washer dryer. But this building has a central area where there's the washer and dryer. And sure, that's a good reason to pass on buying a property like this, is if you need to have one in unit, which is a totally fair request. However, I've represented many folks who have bought properties like this, and of course they would have liked that, but usually they don't ever get that busy. You don't have to maintain the units, and you're just spending like a few dollars a week on laundry. So that allows you to get into a property at a much lower price point if you're okay with that. I would say, in my experience, that's a deal breaker for some, but for people who are okay with it, it just allows you to get a much more reasonable price because of that. Okay, so over here we have some closet space, and this goes pretty high up. This goes all the way up to the ceiling, and it goes all the way down. You can kind of pull these doors, which has there's mirrors on both sides. And again, I think this is totally fine. There's a bar here that you can hang more clothes on in addition to what I already showed you in the bedroom. And then if you wanted to reconfigure these, you could. I think it's totally fine as is, but again, if you wanted something more of like a wire look, or that's something that looked a little more updated or modern, that'd be very easy to do. And again, we have the same carpet in the living area, in the hallway. This is brand new. I think it looks really good. It's very durable as well. Okay, so let me show you the bathroom now. I think it's a pretty good size. I mean, you do have a bathtub here, you have a vanity. You could probably fit 2 sinks here, but there's just one, and I think that's, again, totally fine, because it's likely for this size unit, this is just gonna be for like 1 or 2 people, most likely. Okay, so we have a really nice stone here. This matches what's in the kitchen, and we have a little backsplash that goes around the edge, and then there's a little bit of a mirror up here with a medicine cabinet. There's a lot more space here, so you could put a massive mirror if you wanted to, and there's some that have the anti-fog. You can press a button, you can build a TV in there. There's just a lot of space to do that in here. Okay, we have the toilet, and then the shower bath area itself. The tile that's here, this is a little bit of an older tile. It's like a white kind of checkered look, but I think that could be easily updated, and that wouldn't cost too much, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 to swap out the tile to something that's a little bit more modern. The door here is again totally fine and serviceable, but that could also be upgraded if you wanted to. And then in terms of air, this has central forced air, so there's decks up in the ceiling that provide warm air in the wintertime, but there's not air conditioning in this unit. It's pretty unusual to find air conditioning in an older condo building in San Mateo County, so if that's something you're concerned about, you probably are gonna wanna focus on a newer construction building, and for that, you're looking at price points of probably $1 million to $1.4 million. But you could go buy a condo for $1 million to $1.2 million and not have air conditioning. So that would be nice, but because there's people below you and around you, these buildings mostly they're not wood frame, they're usually concrete, and so they're very well insulating. So it's not common that these units get super hot anyways. The owner also chose to continue the flooring in here of the vinyl tile, which looks like the wood, and I think that was obviously a good move, just with water that could splash. This is very long lasting and it's durable, and I think it just was the right call. Now I'm gonna pop downstairs and I'm gonna share with you some of the different amenities that are here at this complex. Okay, so we're in the lobby. We just got out of the elevator over there, and now we're gonna walk into the back where I'm gonna kind of show you the pool area. This is the male area. You can see this is a pretty awesome entryway. You have really high ceilings. It's a big common area here. People can relax and have a seat. The finishes here are a little bit more on the dated side. But again, that's reflective of the price for what this unit is at a little over $500,000. So this is nice and easy. You have packages where people are coming, and this building is secure, right? So in order to get into the building, you need to be buzzed in. It can go to your cell phone, you buzz people in, but it's very safe and protected from the street. Unlike like in San Francisco, there's a little bit more of a worry about people stealing your packages, but when it's inside here, that's less of a concern. So I like that. Okay, let's go pop outside. All right, so now we're in the pool area, and for common area space for HOA complex, this is pretty good. Sure, it's not brand new, but it has a really nice relaxed feel. A lot of HOAs have like these really dinky swimming pools with like a small little hot tub. Here you just have a normal pool. It's pretty big. You have a deep end, which is 8.5 feet tall. There's no diving board, so that's a bummer, but of course with insurance risks nowadays, it makes sense why there's no diving boards. But I just love this. There's plenty of area to hang out. So we're shooting this on a weekday, but if you come back on a weekend, there's obviously gonna be people hanging out around the pool. You have a clubhouse over here, which I'll show you in a second. And you could just see, like looking at the building, it's in really good condition. The HOA takes a lot of pride in maintaining the property. You do have an aggregate concrete patio here. It's a little dated. If they're doing new construction, it probably wouldn't look quite like this. We'd probably see like some larger stone material, but again, I think it's totally fine. We can see a little unevenness in the patio over here. That's from most likely, I'm not a structural engineer, of course, but that's just most likely from some settlement over the years. But you can see it's really well maintained from a landscaping perspective. There's obviously a lot of pride of ownership here. All right, so this is the clubhouse in here. There's probably about 20 chairs inside. The room itself is probably like 20 feet by 30 feet, so it's a pretty good size. And you can see there's double glass doors that open here and over here. So if you're having a birthday party or having whatever kind of event that you're having, it's pretty good flow. Usually for most HOAs, these are free to use. However, sometimes they might ask for a security deposit or cleaning fee of $50 to $100. It just kind of depends on the building and what's included in the monthly HOA fees. All right, so what's also nice about this building is it has a common area laundry room on the same floor as the unit. It's professionally maintained. Also, the elevator is fantastic. Not all buildings have elevators, if you can believe it. It has a dedicated storage unit, and then also underground parking. It has a pretty sweet garage with an assigned parking spot. And there's also additional guest parking right out here, and there's plenty of street parking. Okay, you might be wondering, what are the HOA fees? Here, they're $623 a month, which is maybe on the higher side for some other units, but you shouldn't judge an HOA by the monthly fee. There's a lot more to it, and you can check out my blog post on HOAs if you're curious. For more information about Redwood City, check out this video. And you're thinking about moving to or within San Mateo County, my team and I want to be your real estate resource of choice. Send me a text or an email, and all my contact info is in the description below. I'll see you on the next video.